Hello everyone, we are Team 19 and our project is Stock Portfolio Suggestion Engine. And our team members are Neil Sojitra, Prerna Shekhar Bharadwaj, Rushil Shah, and Subhadra Rangaswamy. The project provides a stock portfolio suggestion engine for the user. The user will have to input dollar amount to invest the USD, pick one or two investment strategies amongst ethical investing, growth investing, index investing, quality investing, and value investing. The engine needs to assign stocks or ETFs for a selected investment strategy. And the following slide will be explained by Prerna.
Thank you, Subhadra. Hello, everyone. I'm Prerna Shekhar Bharadwaj. Here you can see a high-level overview of our system architecture. The web app itself uses a model view controller architecture, where the model stores the state of the system, view shows the current state to a user, and a controller interprets user actions to modify the state and initiate changes to the UI. Next slide, please. We make use of the Yahoo Finance API to fetch real-time and historical stock prices, HTML, CSS, and JavaScript to render dynamic web pages, SQLite as a database, and Flask as the framework for building a web app. Now my teammate Neil will go through the features and challenges of our project.
So the features we have included in our project, like user authentication. So the user will not be duplicate its email ID or password. We have also implemented password encryption and password length validation. So the password's length must be 8 characters or more. We have implemented user sign up and login. We have also provide multiple strategy options to choose from. At last, we are able to show the weekly trend of stocks which are shown in portfolio, and we have also provided the graph to show our portfolio visualization and portfolio metrics. Next. The challenges we faced during implementation of our project is finding a visualization method to display the portfolio trends, developing a stock suggestion engine API. Also, it was difficult to improve stock providing APIs as it takes too long to provide the result. Parsing the API's information into our application was a main challenge, as some of the APIs gives a lot of details which are not even required for the project, and at last making the API calls synchronous. Now our teammate Rushil Shah will go through the project and the demo.
Okay, so I'll quickly give a brief of how the code base is set up. So basically, Flask is a well-known web application framework. All the web applications that require some basic CRUD operations and some external API calls can be easily done using Flask. So basically, the main reason behind going ahead with this particular framework is so that we don't have to re-engineer a lot of things that the framework already provides us. So there are a lot of so when we deal with stock market projects, the first thing and one of the most important thing is to get good APIs from external sources that will give us information about stocks. So for that, in order to have a very strong foundation of HTTP requests firing from client and server, we need some basic protocols to follow. And frameworks like Flask and Django, and there are like multiple frameworks in different languages. All these frameworks provide us with this inbuilt functionality so that engineers can consider them as black box and work on developing the features on top of them. So choosing Flask was one of the reasons. Plus, it is a Python supported framework, and since our project requirement was Python, so Flask turned out to be an apt choice. Now, apart from this, another important architectural aspect of this project is to use MVC architecture. So basically, here you can see that there is one file is for models. So this will determine all the database models. So every single entity in our database, may it be user or portfolio, will have a record. And in order to represent that record in our code base, we are using this particular model. Apart from that, there are all these services or controllers, you may say. So basically, these are all the functions that has the main business logic. And finally, we have view, which is MVC, V for view. So this particular file will render all the UI and everything that the user has to interact with. So basically these three end up making one particular architectural framework. Apart from that, when it comes to requirements.txt, we have to install some packages like python.nev, alpha vantage, or sql alchemy. For a database, we've used sqlite 3. Now the reason for choosing this database is, first, our project isn't a big, very sophisticated project. So as you saw in our models .py file, there are only two models, which states that in our database there will be only two entities to represent. So going ahead with sophisticated frame databases like MongoDB or Postgres or MySQL would be a too much load on the system. Since we just wanted to make sure that our business logic is right and API calls are made right, we went ahead with a lightweight database. In order for the Flask to connect with the database successfully, we needed SQL Alchemy. Apart from that, there are, as I said, the framework provides a lot of inbuilt features. So there's another called as Flask login, which helped us with the login functionality. I'll show you the entire UI in the demo in a minute. So this entire, all the files are stored in the website folder, and the templates are created so that we can have HTML rendered by these view files. And there's a static folder which has all the images that we required. Now going towards the demo. So here, this is basically our application, and this is the login page. So we've kept a couple of validation when it comes to login. So let's say if I end up using an email ID which does not exist in the database, and I put a password in it, it will simply say that email does not exist. Another such login is that if I put a password that does not match, it'll say that incorrect password, try again. So these are the validations that we've put when the user tries to authenticate, because every single user will have its own portfolio. So it's important that we separate the concerns of user. Now, if a user wants to create a new account, he can simply go and click sign up page. In the sign up page, all these fields are there: email address, first name, password, and a password check to confirm if the password is true in the second run. So let me go ahead and try and create a user. So for timing, I've entered a password which is 3 characters. And as you can see, there will be another validation which says that password must be at least 7 characters. And the entire form will be reset. So the user will have to add the details once again for security purposes. Now, I'll go ahead and put a password of appropriate numbers. So when I do this, this will let me create an account, and after the creation is successful, if there are no all the validation checks pass, it will redirect me to the dashboard of the entire site. And since this is a very simple application, we straight away come to the point. So as you can see that our entire point is to come up with multiple investment strategies and give user the stocks they need to buy based on the strategies that they've selected. The stocks need to be optimized. So here we've given an option to select around 5 strategies. Now, another validation that we've put, this was based on our requirements, is that if I enter a number, let's say 3,000, and if I submit, it will say that the amount must be at least 5,000. So that is another validation check. Also from here, a user can log out. If he's log out, he'll be redirected to login page. And I can again, after entering the right credentials, I can again log back in, and it'll bring the user to its original state from where he logged out. Now, let's say I enter a number 5,050. Since our minimum limit is 5,000, I'll just go ahead and add $50 to it. And let's say without selecting an invest strategy, I simply click on submit. So another validation states that we need to select at least one strategy to go ahead with. So let me again do that. Let's say I go ahead with the growth investing. So in this particular case, I've entered the amount 6,000, which is above 5,000, which goes ahead with one validation check. The other is selecting at least one strategy. And when I click on submit, it will redirect me to the portfolio. So a user can select one strategy and the amount should be greater than 5,000. Now, again, I'll show you another case. Let me go ahead and create another user. So for this particular user, I'll again do the same thing. I'll put an amount of 6,000. And in here, instead of selecting one strategy, I'll go ahead and select three strategies, any three strategies. And when I click on submit, there's this another validation check, which will only allow us to select at max two strategies. So it's either you can select one strategy or two strategies, and you cannot select zero strategies, or you cannot select any strategies that are more than two, and the amount should be greater than 5,000. So again, I'll select an amount, and this time I'll select any two strategies. Let's say growth investing and value investing. So after clicking on submit, it will redirect me to the portfolio page. So based on the strategies the user have selected, it will give me three particular stocks. Now we've used Yahoo APIs to get the value of these stocks. And as Neil discussed, some of the challenges were to get consistent data every single time we call the API, which wasn't the case because there were a lot of cases in which the tokens might expire or the stock simply wouldn't exist. So eventually we ended up using multiple APIs and getting a consistent set of data from the external sources. And based on the strategies that are selected, these are the three stocks, and these are the line charts of each stock for the last 5 days. And this is the trend that we show. Basically, it's a pie chart so that it's easy for the user to compare. So as you can see that Renu has this percent of the acquisition, and same goes with the other two stocks. Apart from that, there's also a portfolio matrix. So this is another line chart, but it helps to see how much a particular stock has decreased or dipped, increased or dipped as compared to the other two. So here is, as you can see, that these three stocks over the period of 5 days, starting from this particular day, the Renu stock has increased exponentially, whereas the TVC has been constant, and BBP has had some increase after a slight dip. So based on the strategies that the users select, these three stocks will come up. Now, one other thing that we thought would be important for a user is that, let's say you select a strategy and you have stock information. Now you want to retain that stock information. So let's say I log out and then I try and log in again. So when I do that, it won't ask me, it won't take me to the dashboard. It will take me to the stocks that I had selected. So this will basically help the users retain their information, retain their state, so that user can always come back and see what strategies he or she selected and can take a look at the stocks. So the portfolio, the database that we've used, it is used to in order to save the user details and the investment strategies and the stock options that the system has provided to him, and all of that is persistent to the database. So this was our entire stock portfolio suggestion engine. Yeah, thank you.
At last, we would